Hello and welcome to the Sky Sports Golf Podcast presented by Callaway. We are back from our week off and plenty has been happening in the world of golf. In that time we had Justin Rose proving age is just a number with a stunning win in Memphis to seal his Ryder Cup spot. Was it really ever in doubt? And it was looking like his partner in Rome, Bob McIntyre, might make it back-to-back European wins in the playoffs. But what can you say about Scottie Scheffler? Another win for the best player on the planet. He obviously sits top of the US Ryder Cup standings. Their automatic six have been confirmed. 5 of Europe's automatic 6 have been confirmed too. The final spot will be in just a few days' time. Lots of Ryder Cup chat to come, and fittingly we're A, at a venue synonymous with the Ryder Cup, and B, alongside me I have 2 genuine Ryder Cup legends, also synonymous with the Ryder Cup and with the Ryder Cup here at the Belfry. The second highest point scorer in Ryder Cup history, a man who was on 2 winning teams here at the Belfry, Sir Nick Faldo. Hello to you, Sir Nick.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for joining us as always. And 40 years ago, Sam Torrance holed the winning putt on the 18th green, just over there behind us. Europe's first ever win in the Ryder Cup. 17 years later, he also captained Europe to a famous win here at the Belfry. Hello to you, Sam.
Hi, how are we?
Very well. Good to see you. You keeping well?
Excellent.
Fantastic. Look, Ryder Cup fever at the moment, understandably, but also the week of the British Masters, hosted by Sir Nick Faldo. So how much are you looking forward to the next few days?
Yeah, it's good. All shaping up. I think we're going to stay dry, cloudy, which is kind of great light to play golf, and got lots of youngsters out there competing, and it's the end of the Ryder Cup, which obviously it's, as you said, we're all thinking of the Ryder Cup. That's the next thing on our agenda, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the next big one. And look, this tournament is now back as a staple of the DP World Tour calendar, which all the British players, I think, really look forward to. Had a bit of a hiatus, but back in the good old days, a huge event. The names to have won it: Monty, Seve, Norman, Lyle, Langer, Woodsy, Trevino, and both Torrance and Faldo won the British Masters. Sam, your memories of 30 years ago, I think it was, 95?
Yes, it was. It was very pleasant. I enjoy any win, but it's always nice to win.
Where did you win? At Woburn?
No.
Where did you win?
At Coventry.
Yeah,
okay.
I
won the Woburn one. Yeah.
And it must have been one that you always look forward to playing in front of home crowds, I think.
Absolutely.
It was good. It was always a good atmosphere there. Really, yeah. Very good fun, and Trevino used to come over and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it was a good era to be golfers, wasn't it?
We're going to start by chatting all about the Ryder Cup. As I said, 5 of Europe's 6 automatic qualifiers have now been locked in. They are Rory McIlroy, Bob McIntyre, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose and Tyrrell Hatton. First of all, Sir Nick, how are we feeling about those 5?
Those 5, I'm feeling good about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, had a chat with Luke last night, so I know the rest of the team if you want me to know. And the pairings if you want me to tell. So, no, I think all in all, when we get there, I think we've got a great team. And the most important thing is the big 4, whoever the big 4 end up being. In Rome, it was Rory and Rambo. Victor was the one then, and obviously then Tyrrell stepped up. Ludwig stepped up for the week as well. Rose had a great week. So you need at least the bottom line to any victories. You need your big 4. Hopefully it's 6 guys playing great. They do all the heavy lifting and they get the big bulk of the points. And if you get a rookie or so who has a fantastic one, even getting 1 point for a rookie, 1 and 1.5 is still a great week for a brand new player. Add that all up. That's how we did it in Rome.
Yeah, and one of the rookies in Rome went unbeaten. That was Bob McIntyre, obviously. And Bob's now elevated his game in the 2 years since Rome as well. Sam, he's become an elite world-class player. So close to the weekend.
Yeah, he's learning every week. It was a tough take for him on Sunday with Scheffler. Just never made 1 birdie. I can't remember, probably about 12 years of age the last time I only had 1 birdie.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those days. Scheffler's always breathing down your neck. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
He'll be better prepared the next time.
And what I love about Bob is he's just so gritty. He's a street fighter. He's exactly what you want in that Ryder Cup team, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a fighter. Yeah. Absolutely a fighter. It's a
Yeah.
great week too.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the situation, folks, and it genuinely couldn't be simpler. The 6th and automatic final spot is currently occupied by Shane Lowry. With no points available at the Tour Championship, that means the only player who can leapfrog Shane into that final automatic spot is Rasmus Højgaard. To do that, he would need to finish in a two-way tie for 29th or better this week at the Belfry, 30th or worse, and Shane is the final qualifier. So for Rasmus, he knows exactly what he needs to
which
do.
is always,
and that's what you want.
It's always nice to have a goal of the week, and you would have thought 29 and tied, he could definitely do that. He was, I'm sure he's thinking bigger and better things. This is his style of golf course. You got to keep it in play here, and I bet he's thinking I'd rather be at the top end. And great golf takes care of everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Go and win. Winning takes care of everything. So I'm sure that's his goal this week.
And again, we've just spoken about Bob, having a runner-up finish at the weekend. Rasmus obviously had the same, eagle the 18th in Denmark, so close to winning on home soil, Sam. But to have it in your own hands, that's what you want as a player, right?
Well, yes, absolutely. But there's no other contenders. It's just him in top 30.
Yeah.
That's, and it shouldn't really be focusing on that, as Nick said. Just go out and win the tournament, or do your best to win the tournament, which he will be thinking about.
Yeah.
You start, come Sunday about the 8th hole and he sees his 20th position.
Yeah.
That might be different.
Let's get a wee bit tight then.
No, but I would have thought, with Luke having 6 picks, if you're the 7th man, you would be pretty hard done by if you ended up being 13th. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, so in the standings at the moment, 7th to 12th, this is the way it sits. Sepp Straka, Rasmus, Ludwig Ober, Victor Hovland, Matt Wallace, who'll be speaking to a little bit later on, and Matt Fitzpatrick. They're all playing this week. Rasmus and both Matts here. Sepp, Ludwig and Victor all at Eastlake. Not mentioned yet who will definitely be a pick, John Ram. Now, all the indications suggest 11 of the 12 spots are nailed on. Shane, Sepp, Ludwig, Victor, Matt Fitzpatrick, John, in addition to the 5 already mentioned. All part of the victorious team in Rome, of course. And you'd be very happy with that, like really settled
Absolutely,
team.
I think Luke is very happy the way things are shaped up. I mean, that's all he wants to do is pick a team, get there. Apparently they're all going in there early. They're going to get a full week of get over jet lag and prepare and all sorts of things. And then you look at America. You always look at the American team. They're not, apart from the obvious names, they've got a couple of guys who are not quite shining how they were a couple of years back. Bethpage Black, fantastic, beautiful golf course, tough golf course. So it's, you want your guys playing great from tee to green. I think you'd be hard done by if you outplayed them tee to green. It's not going to be a putting competition. Obviously it'd be cleaning up with the putts. But if you ball strike, it's a ball striking golf course, so you want guys who play really solid. I genuinely think the guys are going to be quite happy to go and play, go and compete.
Yeah.
I don't think, just because it's on American soil, we know the crowd will be rough. But I think they're mentally prepared to why not go and do what we did in 87. And 95. It's been done. So it is doable to go and win in America.
Sam, there's a very good chance it could be the same 12 surnames as last time, just Rasmus subbed in for Nikolai, and obviously the same backroom team with Luke and Dodo and Thomas, etc. How settled the European setup is compared to how many question marks over the American side must fill you with confidence?
I don't even look at the American side. They'll be there when you go on the first tee. They'll be there. No point worrying about them. Yeah. I think one of the great points is everyone asked for Luke to come back and be captain this time. That's huge. That's great to have that feedback from your players that they really like you and they want you back. Yeah. And he did a fabulous job, and he's going to do it again this time. Fabulous job.
Yeah, I'll add. When a captain's done that much work and sure you learn from it, it's sometimes dark. I said before this Rome, I said they should give Luke 2 years, whatever happens, because you learn so much that why bin all that and start again? Because when you've been through the experience of a captain, then when you come out at the end of it, you've learned. If you've done a great job, you're looking for another 5 or 10% more. That's all. So he did a great job. So I'm sure he can think of a couple of little things. Obviously, the number one thing is you're playing away. So how do you deal with that? But just about everything else. When you've done all that great back work, don't bin it and start again with it. So I was pro him having 2 terms, even before Rome.
Any concerns over the current form of any of the players, Sam, or does that kind of go all out the window when it comes to Ryder Cup anyway?
Well,
and we're still a month out from it.
It depends. If you're picking someone who you think should be in the team and he's not in the team, there's a little bit of extra pressure on it, but the player would be delighted to be picked and he would give it his all. You want players in form, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you're really struggling for your last pick and he's not in that top 12, 14, you can pick someone that's outside. I don't think he'll need to be honest.
When you look at somebody like, for example, somebody like Shane, who isn't playing as well as he was earlier in the season, but Shane Lowry's a different beast when it comes to Ryder Cup. He gets
absolutely,
that blue jumper on,
and you almost also want to look at, whether you're going to have as I said, you have maybe 4 guys will do a heavy lift and play all 5 matches. Then you really, if you get your speak of the devil, there you go. We've just picked your team for you. We're just in case you want to. It's have the week off. So
that was Luke Donald.
Yeah, that was Luke. Yeah. So where was I? Lost in my thoughts. Yeah, lost in my. You threw me on my thoughts. Yeah. Just tell them to hold everything. That's all. Where was I? I can't remember.
Shane Lowry.
Shane.
Yeah,
Shane,
absolutely.
Yeah. You want. As they did in Scotland, when they had Victor and GMAC, said, right, you're playing foursomes. That is it. I want you for those 2 matches. Go and do your thing. That is fantastic to know. 2 guys. That's your job, boys.
Exactly.
Go and do. And they did.
They know their
that's
role.
That's another
team.
good. So Shane is a wonderful guy. Whether he's playing great or not, he would definitely be very useful either in 4-ball or foursomes, depending, his partner. So, it's very important to.
Don't forget that the tournament that Shane Lowry won this year was a better ball event with Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. And we know that he had a great partnership with Sepp Straka in Rome as well, which I imagine will be reprised again. If Rasmus were to finish 30th or lower, that does mean that one spot is still up for grabs before Luke confirms his 6 picks on Monday the 1st of September. The candidates for that final spot will clearly Rasmus himself, Nikolai Højgaard, Harry Hall, Matt Wallace, Marco Penge, maybe on the outside looking in the likes of Thomas Dietrich or Aaron Rai. If Rasmus weren't to make it, which one of those jumps out at you?
Harry Hall. Plays in America and he's number 1 putter in the living world right now.
That's the lights out, doesn't
I mean, you want a guy who believes he can hold 15 footers and more.
Yeah.
So he's playing very consistent, and I think would be able to handle it. Yeah.
Sam?
I agree with Nick, but I'd have Marco Penge would be strong in my mind. The way he finished last week to win.
It's the ball a mile, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays beautifully. He showed a lot of character in that last hole.
Yeah.
But
what is it about these young guys who are 7 stone dripping wet and just hit the ball 350 yards?
The game's changed. New science, isn't it? Yeah.
Speed.
Yeah. They learned fast twitch fibre. We were all tempo people. We had to smooth it. Our equipment, our shafts were completely different. We couldn't thrash at it. The harder you went at it, you left the club head still up there, didn't you? With the way the old golf shaft used to flex, that is the greatest piece of science, is the golf shaft. I mean, the fact that they can throw themselves at it and get that thing moving at 130 miles an hour, and the face is still there for them. Yeah. In our day, you couldn't. The harder you pull and the more you chucked it, this shaft was bending that way, and that way. And then when it hit it, you've seen the old pictures when it used to hit vibration through impact. That's why we had to, smooth it all the time. So we were all timing and tempo.
Sam, you watch a lot of DP World Tour golf, obviously, and you've seen a lot of Marco Penge. Obviously, back in your day, you guys were playing week in, week out on the European Tour. For Marco Penge, having not played every week against the top Americans in the States, is there a little bit of a risk then throwing him in at away Ryder Cup?
Well, they put Oberg in at the last one.
Yeah, but he was
in the top 10 in the world. He hadn't played in a major yet.
Yeah.
I suppose that was criteria enough.
Yeah.
But for Penge, yes, it would be a bit. But he seems to have a very strong, demeanour. Yeah. He looks ready to me.
Definitely.
It's a big ask.
Team in Ireland in a couple of years' time, I think. I know Sam says he doesn't look at the US side, but we're duty bound to talk about them just for a moment as well. They have confirmed
as long
6
as
of their
just
side.
A moment.
Their 6 so far: Scotty Scheffler, unsurprisingly, JJ Spawn, Xander Schauffele, Russell Henley, Harris English, and Bryson DeChambeau. 2 rookies in there in Spawn and Henley. Not the same household names as Europe, but strong players.
Yeah, but Schauffele is off off form right now. It'll be a brand new experience for Spawn, you know. Those guys don't scare you, do they? I mean, obviously. And look what happened to Scotty Scheffler in the last one with Koepka.
Yeah.
What was that? Was it 9 and 8? Was it something 8 and 7?
Yeah,
wasn't it?
9 and 7. Yeah.
Was it 9 and 7?
Yeah.
My goodness, you hardly got your boots dirty for that one. So, yeah, he has a lot to prove. See, when you're that top like Rory in our team, you're a feather to the other team. You know, you're very vulnerable just because you're the best. The determination to beat their best player, you're a target. You're a target. So and it worked in Rome. So just because you're the best, it doesn't mean you're automatically going to do it. So when you list off their names, no, it doesn't scare you or anything. It's Henley's new.
Yeah. Bryson, who do you pair him with? You know, these
Bryce,
are all questions that
Bryson
Keegan has to answer.
Bryson can be. Depends if he thinks he's going to go and throttle it around the golf course, then I'd like to play him. Back in my day, stick it down the fairway, and he can be 450 off the tee in the trees. I'll be quite happy with that.
Keegan Bradley names his 6 captain's picks next Wednesday, far more wide open from US point of view. 7th, 8th and 9th in the standings are Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa and Ben Griffin respectively. Wow. Kind of expected all 3 of them will get picks. The final 3 picks, really anyone's guess. And just to rattle off, 10th to 20th in their standings at the moment are McNeely.
This is a long moment, you know.
I know, but I promise you this is the last question. McNeely, Bradley, Harman, Novak, Young, Cantlay, Burns, Clark, Glover, Bhatia, Gotterup. So which 3 get picks?
No, I haven't couldn't.
Gotterup, Bhatia, and I don't care.
Does Bradley pick himself? Here's the question that everyone's been asking for the last couple of months. Can you do both rules?
It would be the worst decision a captain's ever made if he was a playing captain. I don't believe you can do
So
it.
he should play then?
Yes.
From a European point of view, absolutely.
Yeah, I said to him, play. We did.
We
bummed. I play. Yeah, because if he plays, then the fans will say you're being selfish, and then the media will say you've lost. You haven't done your duties. Then you live in regret for the rest of your life.
There's things the captain has to do.
Yeah.
He has to put the pairings in Friday and Saturday by 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's the only player in the American team that can talk to his team.
Yeah.
You can't have someone else going on to the 60 and saying he hit a 5 iron here.
That's true. You can't even do it through your assistants, can you?
No,
it's only the captain. Only the captain.
And the captain can't talk to his players if he's currently in the 14th hole playing over McIlroy.
But also he can't glean enough information about his other 3 teams that he's had out that morning to put out in the afternoon. It's a very difficult scenario. He's number 7 or 8 in the world. He should play. The proper thing to do is play and give the Ryder Cup captaincy to Furyk or someone.
Yeah, you have to make your decision by about 11 o'clock.
Is it 12 or 11?
Is it 12, 11? Well, you've
12.
kind of made the decision, haven't you? Because by the time
enough players have emerged in the recent weeks, the likes of Cam Young winning, Gotterup winning in Scotland. Enough players have emerged now where he doesn't actually have to pick himself. He has quite a few options now. And Rory made the point last week. You can't do both rules.
It would be a tough.
Best potential.
It's a shame. I mean, to be honest, the team is tough to get into. He should play. He should relinquish his captaincy and play, because when you're going to get another chance he loves to play. As a player, you want to play.
And why? Why do they have 6 picks now?
Yeah, I know. Well, because
we had picks because we had players that played in America and did make money.
I don't know.
It's not necessary. But anyway,
is that enough from America?
So
should we move on?
That's too long a moment.
Too long a moment.
Again, and to be honest, those names, nothing scares you, does it?
No.
And
it's not as settled a team.
No,
as
Europe,
I think works in Europe's favour.
I think Europe. I got a good feeling. I think we can scrape it. I do. I think we're tight, but I bet we could win 15-13.
There you go.
One of them. I think we could. I really could.
We're going to get on to, obviously, we are here at an iconic venue when it comes to the Ryder Cup. A venue that hosted 4 Ryder Cups between 1985 and 2002. Both of those Ryder Cups significant, in particular for Sam, obviously. Sam, 40 years since that putt on that green just over there.
Can you still feel it? Can you still feel that?
A first win.
The one on 17 was harder. I had 3 putts on 18.
The one on 18 is the one that gets played more often.
Yeah, absolutely. It was incredible.
How special was that week?
Well, the week was fantastic, but it started in '83. We lost by a point. We swore to a man on Sunday night, we will be back and we will beat them. And 9 of the team made it back to 85 here, and they won reasonably comfortably in the end. And we have so much belief and team spirit.
Yeah, well, that was the difference. You know, in '83 at Palm Beach Gardens, to be fair to say, half the team thought we could do it, the other half not so sure. And there was that great moment. We got that close, lost by a point. I was sitting right here. Tony was next to me. Sevi came in the door right there, and he said, "We must celebrate. This is a victory for us." Because we finally got that close, to believe. And as Sam said, everybody then said, right, we're going. And even better, Sunday night of winning here in '85, we were in that bar down there and we were singing, we're going to win in America.
Now Sam's bar, I believe.
Probably now Sam's bar. But we were sitting in that corner somewhere, jammed in a little team room singing, West Side, so we're going to win.
The language was a wee bit stronger than so Nick was good at singing there, but it was definitely we're going to beat the Americans.
So-and-sos.
It was all in harmony. It's all in harmony.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, belief is a powerful thing, and since '85 there have been 18 Ryder Cups. Europe have won 11, the US 6. There's been one tie, obviously. So after '85, was there a feeling that you had smashed a glass ceiling, that there was now, you'd set Europe up for...
Well, I think '87 was, to then go and win in America. Yeah, '87 to win in America for the very first time was unbelievable.
That was our best.
That was our best. That was our greatest atmosphere. We had 2,000 fans to their 20,000, and our two outsang their 20.
Yeah.
And they flipped thing, and then on Saturday, they delivered to America 20,000 flags. Stars and Stripes flags. So everybody was given the flag, and Tony comes up to me and he goes, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You love this, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." So he says, "Get out there." That was our team talks. Get out there, go on then. And so it was, and that we outplayed America on Jack's course. We outputted them on Jack's greens. Those greens were 15 on the stimp. They're unbelievable. The
it's
first
still
green,
a brutal course.
You get a little nervous on one. Hey, I whizzed it right across the other side of the green for Woozy. It was so quick, but we outputted America on Jack's greens, and I think that was the shock to them.
Well, the big 4, the big 6 that Nick was talking about was there. That's where it originated. Sevi and Ollie. Nick and me and Woozy and Langer and Lyle. They were unbeatable. The 3 pairings. Unbeatable. Virtually won it on their own.
What a thing for Tony to have that up your sleeve. Just roll out those
Well,
as
I said, you've got to have that. You've got to. That's a fact now of Ryder Cups. If your big 4 do the heavy lifting, you win. If they don't, you're in trouble. Simple as that.
Back here then in '89, and I think on the Sunday, Europe led 14-10. And they managed to sort of snatch a tie. Obviously, it was a retention.
We couldn't finish it off. We all made
it. Would it feel a little bit anticlimactic?
Well, it was hard work. I blooming bogeyed. That was one of the shots I wanted back in my whole life. I had 3 winning the blooming water. I played Watkins, and we just wanted a half out of about all those last few matches, and we couldn't even get it. And that was one of my ones I regret. I think, oh God, I wish I could get that tee shot back again. So we didn't quite get over the line. Simple as that.
What did '89 feel? Did it still feel like a win?
No, tie.
No, when you tie, it's still when you think you could have, we could have, should have, had the chances. So, that was a shame.
Fast forward then 13 years later, Sam, when you were captain here, how different did that win feel compared to winning as a player?
It was best golf we can golf of my life. By far. By a million miles. The wonderful team, and the camaraderie was brilliant, and the matches were just, Philip Price beating Mickelson.
That's the one that everybody
just one of my rookies in the third or fourth.
Go on, tell the story. We want to hear the story again.
Well, in this bar here. Yes. So Woozy had been going around getting players and bringing them in there. Actually, it was Lee Westwood, getting them up on this sofa, and they were jam-packed. There was over 1,000 in there, and it was like the American wrestler starting. So they've had Suzanne up, then had me up, they'd woozy up, and then they find Philip Price.
Yeah.
And as he's climbing up onto the sofa, he's punching Westwood in the backside. Says, "Tell him who I beat. Tell him who I beat." And to this day, he still hears it when he's out playing.
That's right. Tell him who I beat.
Tell him who I beat.
The other one I love from you that you've told me before is 2002 is Pierre Fulke on the eve of the matches, I believe.
Well, no, it was a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was. We just had finished the press conference, back to the room. It's the two-team dinner and the officials. I'm just getting into the bath. Suzanne's away getting her hair done. She's left me a glass of champagne on the side of the bath, and I'm just picking it up, and the door goes. So fortunately, there's a phone there. Actually, the phone went. So I answered the phone. It was Pierre Fulke. I said, "Sam, I've got a big problem." God, what is it? He said, "No, I need to see you. I need to see you." So all right, so I get out the bath, and I haven't reached the door, and he's banging on the door because he was only 2 doors down. I open the door, and he's standing there, and he's looking. He's got his suit on, and he's a bit ashen-faced. I'm like, "Oh, what is wrong?" And he brings from behind his back his tie. He says, "I can't do the knot." But to me, as a captain, that was exactly what I wanted from your rookies. Just take out the captain. It's brilliant. You know, that's friendship. That's a bond.
Yeah. Look, it is a special place, and for both of you, driving through the doors here, the memories of 85 and 89, 93, went the wrong way. But they all must come flooding.
Well, they do. It was great. You know, the greatest thing about the Ryder Cup is as Sam said, the team spirit, going out those doors. As he said, you're kicking Seve and Ollie out first, which is literally a guarantee of a point, and you were so keen to just get out and go and play. Yeah. I mean, that's all it was. It's the best form of blooming golf. Rory said it. I'm delighted he said it last year or whatever. You know, he said that and the Olympics, because you're playing for medals. We're playing for a point here at the Ryder Cup. You're playing for a medal at the Olympics. Nothing else. No dollar sign or anything. And the fact that that's all you were trying to do, get out there with your partner and go and try and win a point. You were trying to win a point for the team, and you give 100%, and you come in either elated or freaking gutted if you haven't done it, because you knew you had your chances or whatever your day was.
That was the worst, wasn't it?
That was hard.
The team when you've lost.
Yeah,
it breaks your heart.
Yeah, you try so, but isn't that great? All it was trying 100%. Yeah. You just gave your all out there to try and hold every. And I love match play because you're just trying to hold every shot. And when you get crazy, I mean, it was true. I said to Fanny when I made the hole in one, I said, "Fanny, I know I'm going to hold a full shot this week. I know it." I was chipping in. I chipped in 3 out of 4 times, and I said to her, "I know I'm going to hold a full shot and wallop, and I make a hole in one at 16." I mean,
that's
how
fact
about
too.
that?
That's
whatever
fact.
it was, 14.
That's fact. I know that's fact.
There you go. Yeah.
Are they your happiest memories as well, Sam? All Ryder Cup ones.
Oh, the captaincy. There's nothing to beat by the captain. It's such an honour to be made captain, to be honest. But to win it as well, beyond belief.
And do you know what? Even as a golf fan, the things that are seared into your brain are all Ryder Cup memories.
Yeah, they are.
I think
look at the
of Seve clutching your face in '95 and tears streaming down both your faces.
I was trying to think more fun things. The more fun things is the celebrations from Tommy Fleetwood in Paris. You know, when he got
the deep squat.
Yeah, and then obviously that went through Rome as well. So I think how guys celebrate. They should do a book of, celebrations of how you hold when you chip in and hole apart or whatever. I mean, that would be a good action. Good mission for the photographers.
I've taken up enough of your time, but you've got a little bit of an exhibition match to play this afternoon.
We're gonna rev the old engines and see what happens.
Sam Torrance and Sandy Lyle.
I just hit some drives on the range and I could hear them land. So it's not looking good, but still.
Torrance and Lyle versus Woosnam and Faldo.
Yeah.
My word.
My God, those
4
were the
legends
days.
of the game.
Those were the days.
Yeah. So is there a little bit of a side bet on? Pint in the clubhouse afterwards.
Well, I don't drink, so that puts me. I'll have a water. If I win, I'll definitely have a water.
Yeah.
Listen, thanks so much for your time.
Sure.
Looking forward to the week. 2 British Masters winners, 2 Ryder Cup legends. After the break, I'm going to be joined by one of the US assistant captains, Brandt Snedeker. We'll be picking his brains on the US side as well. So join us then.
Can we listen in?
Yeah, where is he? Is he coming out the bushes?
Welcome back to the Sky Sports Golf Podcast presented by Callaway. Delighted to say I've been joined by one of the US assistant captains in just over a month's time, Brandt Snedeker. We were just chatting off camera, Brandt. We think your first time on these shores since the Open Championship at St George
Yeah,
just
that
4
sounds
years
right.
ago?
You know, I wish my memory was good to tell you exactly what it was, but it seems about right. You know, I didn't realize it'd been that long. I loved coming over here and playing some great golf, and this is my first time at the Belfry, so I'm excited to be here.
And this venue is obviously iconic when it
Yes.
comes to the Ryder Cup. Do you have many memories of watching Ryder Cup?
I
as
do,
a young kid?
yeah, I do. I mean, I definitely remember Philip Price beating Phil here
Yeah.
in 02. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of great memories. You know, 93 when we won over here, you know, I was
That's
probably
right.
13. I remember Davis, obviously, Tom Watson being the captain, Davis having that great finish on Sunday, and talking to Davis a lot about it over the years, of how nervous he was over that one, realizing the whole team was out there
Yeah.
watching him, and it kind
You
of
must
came
have
down
been,
to him.
that age you must have been when you were just really getting the golf
Yes,
bug,
exactly,
right? And you were like,
yes.
this is fantastic. You were glued to every minute of it.
Yes, exactly. It was, you know, I was a golf junkie growing up, loved it, and so there's so many iconic shots that kind of come down to this whole this golf course, and so it's cool to be here and be a part of it and see, you know, some of this great theater
Yeah.
in person for the first time, and so excited for the week.
And look, it is Ryder Cup fever at the moment, so I make no apologies for a lot of these questions are
I
going to be
figured
Ryder Cup related.
I'll give you as much as I can.
But yeah, well, exactly. I know you have to keep some cards close to
Yeah.
your chest. How much are you? First of all, how much are you looking forward to being an assistant captain? And just it's
Yeah,
going to be something completely new and unique for you.
Yeah, super excited. You know, Keegan's obviously a close personal friend, and you know, doing anything I can to help him. But more importantly, like building these relationships with the guys on the team. You know, trying to make sure that these guys understand we're here for them. We got their back 1,000%, and you know, we realize how stressful and how how much this takes on, especially the month leading up to it. And you know, our job, our role is to kind of help Keegan, and help the players kind of feel like, hey, we're there for you. We got your back, and we know how stressful this is going to be this next month, and how much you all want to play well. And our job is to kind of do everything we can to help you do that.
Yeah, and the 6 that have been confirmed now, we said it just before the break, but just to remind viewers and listeners, Scotty Scheffler, JJ Spawn, Xander Schauffele, Russell Henley, Harris English, Bryson DeChambeau. A couple of rookies in there in JJ and Russell. The best player on the planet in there as well. You know,
Yeah.
it's looking like a strong 6.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, it used to be kind of back, you know, 20, 30 years ago, I felt like there was probably a bigger dispersion just because we didn't see as many European players play in the United States, and we just didn't know about it as much as we do now. And now you look at it, and both these teams are going to be so strong. And it comes down to, seems like especially now these days, these Ryder Cups, comes down to a few shots, a few points here and there. And so, you know, we're real excited about our top 6. You know, we feel like they're playing some of the best golf on the planet right now, and even though we have a couple rookies on that team, you know, JJ's coming in playing fantastic golf.
Yeah.
And then Russell, I don't really view him as a rookie. You know,
No.
he played last year at Montreal and played fantastic for us, and has been playing great golf all year. Played great at the Open Championship as well. So, you know, we're excited about the 6 guys that have made the team, and look forward to kind of rounding this team out here in the next 10 days.
I described it on a podcast last week, JJ Spawn, as he could be almost the Francesco Molinari of Paris. I picture him as somebody who's just that real gritty competitor who could go
Yeah.
out there and just have the bit between his teeth.
It's been fun to see his self-belief grow over
Yeah.
the last year. You know, I got to play a lot of golf with him last year, and was always so impressed when I played with him, and had a ton of conversations with him just about, hey, why don't you think you're better than you are? Because you're really good. Like, it's fun to watch you play golf because he's such a great ball striker and doesn't really have a weakness in his game. And, you know, to see that self-belief grow in the last year and know where he is now compared to where he was a year ago is so impressive. And I'm so happy for him and can't wait to see him kind of, you know, the last 3 months has been great for him, but I can't wait to see him even get better from here. And I think he can, because he's that kind of player. And I think once he understands, you know, what it takes to kind of stay, not only be up there, but stay up there,
Yeah.
we're going to see a lot more great golf from him.
That's your 6. This is where it gets a bit trickier, and Keegan's going to have a few headaches come next Wednesday. So the next 3 in the standing, 7th, 8th and 9th, are Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin. Kind of expected that all 3 of them will get picks. You're not going to tell me anything, I know that. Little raise of the eyebrows or something.
Exactly.
But then, from 10th to 20th in the standings, it currently reads McNeely, Bradley, Harmon, Novak, Young, Cantlay, Burns, Clark, Glover, Bhatia, Gotterup. And really, like, picking 3 out of that 11 is so tough.
It is.
How much of a say do you get? Do you sit down with Keegan next week and say, right,
I think Keegan's been great about with all his vice captains. He wants our input. He wants us to say, okay, take me out of the room. Who would you want to pick? And let's all go over it from that standpoint, because everybody's got a different opinion.
Right.
You know, we all have somebody we believe, you know, can bring a different value to the team or whatever it may be, and then we all kind of sit down and hash it out. But at the end of the day, this is Keegan's team. You know, he's put 2 years of his life into this, and I can't say how impressed I've been enough about how much work, energy, effort he's put into it, how open he's been with us as vice captains about including us in the process. And we just know at the end of the day that we're just trying to put the 12 best guys out there
Yeah.
and give ourselves the best chance to win the Ryder Cup. And it's going to be tough, for a multitude of reasons. But one more than anything else is, the European teams made no bones about how important this is to them.
Yeah.
How important it is winning a away Ryder Cup is. And they're putting all the pressure, all the bullseye on us to be the host team, but they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves too. So we have to come ready to play. They're going to be ready to play, and they're going to be ready to show up and try to accomplish that big goal that hasn't been done in a long time. So we know what's in front of us. And so, these 11 guys or 12 guys you just mentioned all bring not only all great golfers, they played great for 2 years. So I don't feel like we can make a bad decision.
No.
But they all bring a little bit something different. And so trying to identify what they bring and kind of how they can help our team is something we need to do.
So then what are the sort of, or is it a mixture of all of the above? Is it their course fit? Is it how good they'll be for the sort of general team ethos? Is it their Ryder Cup history? Are you leaning heavily on the statistics?
I think it's everything. I think you're not doing your job if you're not leaning on everything, on course fit, on statistics, on team fit, on how they've been playing and their history, and like you take all that information into. If you're kind of stuck in the past of saying, well, this is who I feel like and I can't quantify it. Like, we got to be able to quantify it, And so I think we're taking all that into account. And I give Keegan and all the captains a lot of credit. We spend a lot of time with these guys. Like, it's not like it's just we're staying out of their orbit. We're trying to communicate with them, let them know what's going on, and let them know how much we believe in them. And we know how much pressure they're under. I feel bad for them. The last month of the year has been super stressful on all those guys trying to, pretend like they're not trying to audition for the team, but they are auditioning for the team in a sense. And as somebody who's done that and had that pressure on them, it takes a toll on you. And so I think our biggest message has just been like, hey, nothing you're going to do this next month is going to either make or break your chances of making the team. We just want to see you play good golf and show us what you're capable of. And we have 2 years of data to kind of understand who you are as a player and how it's going to fit with this team. And whether it's I'm in a unique position because even if these guys don't make this team, they're probably going to be close to making the President's Cup next year. And
exactly.
So I'm keeping a close eye on them, and I want them to understand, even if it doesn't work out this year, that they're going to be a big part of these teams going forward. Even if they don't make this team, there's going to be a lot of teams going forward, and these guys are kind of our core group of guys. So I want them to know that we're going to lean on them heavily.
Yeah, what must really excite you as well is you look at a couple. I'm just going to pick out a couple of names in particular, but Chris Gotterup and Cam Young, 2 New Yorkers. Mm-hmm. Both make a ton of birdies, and in the last couple of months, they've really put their hand up and said, I want to be on that team.
Yeah.
And Cam, who just, for me, is a perfect course fit for a course like Bethpage Black, and obviously still feels as if Rome, he could have been on that team, and he just so narrowly missed out. Chris Gotterup has really sort of emerged kind of from nowhere these last couple of years. But 2 guys like that must be great for you to see as a backroom team. The guys are putting their hand up and saying, I want to be on that team.
I mean, there's a bunch of guys. There's a bunch of guys that have been doing that. You've seen out 2 of the young ones that are playing great. Kansas been playing great for 6 years on tour.
Yeah.
People seem to have forgotten over the course of the last 5 or 6 years how great he's played majors, how close he's come to winning, and to see him finally get over the hump at Wyndham was really fun to see.
In some style.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Leave no doubt, right? Just go out there and win by 7 or 8 or however 6 years or whatever he ended up winning by. And he's that kind of player. So, but we have a bunch of guys who bring those kind of assets to the team, and we're excited about seeing how they kind of finish the year out, and then also once we get them on the team is kind of bringing them into the fold. I feel like you're trying to create this culture and create this closeness within the team. It's kind of hard to do when you only got 6 guys on the team so far. So trying to make sure that when we do make these picks next Wednesday, that these guys feel like they're welcomed and they're part of this team, and they're not an afterthought, that they are going to be a key role in who wins this Ryder Cup.
Whatever happens, it's going to be a very different looking US side to the one in Rome. Mm-hmm. The European one, there's a very good chance it could be, as I've said, the same 12 surnames as Rome. Basically, Rasmus subbed in for Nikolai. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they've got the settled backroom team as well. Is that intimidating is the wrong word, but do you sort of look at Europe and think, it'd be lovely to be that settled and that sort of comfortable with each other, having already had all those foundations in place?
I mean, I think experience is obviously something that you can't replicate, right? So experience in a Ryder Cup is huge, and obviously we're going to be probably the less experienced team in that aspect, but that also means that I've seen some great Ryder Cup rookies who don't know what they're doing.
Fewer battle scars.
Yes, don't know what they're doing yet, and then go out there and play great. So, I'm not going to change whoever ends up making this team. We're going to feel super confident about. We have some of the best players in the world who are playing great right now. We're going to lean on those guys, and obviously European Tour is going to be the European team's going to be really strong from top to bottom. They have a bunch of guys who played great over a 4-year span, not just 2-year span. So they're more of a known quantity, and we're going to be more of an unknown quantity. But that doesn't mean it's going to be anything to kind of turn your nose at. And we're excited about that opportunity because there's some guys on this team that I think realize how good they are, starting to realize how good they are, and those guys are scary. Those guys can be scary when you realize how good you are. You don't have any scar damage, as you said, from past Ryder Cups. That can be a great thing. So we're going to lean on the guys that have been on these teams before that are, we'd be crazy not to lean on a Scotty Scheffler and a Xander Schauffele and these guys that have been playing great golf for a long time and kind of help us kind of lead this team the right way,
I've delayed the question that you're probably expecting long enough.
Go ahead.
Because I'm obviously not going to ask you, is he going to pick himself? Yeah. But just, is Keegan aware of how difficult it would be to do both roles?
I think we're all aware of it. I think we'd be crazy not to be. It's never been done before. So anytime you're kind of delving into waters that haven't been done since Arnold Palmer did it, you got to go in with your eyes wide open. You can't just think everything's going to be okay and it's not going to be a big deal. That being said, still want your 12 best players out there.
Yeah.
And so,
and there must be a lot of guys in the team are saying, "Come on,
a lot of guys
we want you there."
Yeah, a lot of the guys have been openly honest about it, and Keegan's been open and honest with us about how he's thinking about it and what he's going through, and that's kind of our job and the PGA of America's job and the team's job is kind of come together and help us make the best decision possible. And so, it's been tough on Keegan. I give him a ton of credit because the way he's been able to compartmentalize this last year, not many guys could have done. I know I couldn't have done it the way he's done it and played the kind of golf he did. And I've been super impressed, and I think the guys have been super impressed with his leadership, the way he's gone out of his way to play practice rounds with these guys, to spend time with them, to send texts to them, to have dinners with them, and do that for a purpose of saying, hey, this is a culture we want to create. I want you guys to feel comfortable coming to me with anything that's on your mind. And then also at the same time being able to go out there on Thursday morning and try to beat him. So that's been tough, and he's done a great job. And so, I think we all look forward to kind of getting this behind us and picking the 12 guys and getting on with whatever that's going to look like.
One story which has sort of emerged over the final week, which I want to get your opinion on. Keegan has stated that whichever 12 make it, his desire would be for all 12 to play at the Procore Championship in Napa the same week as all 12 European guys will be playing at Wentworth. That won't be possible, obviously, because Bryson DeChambeau is a live golfer and eligible to play in a PGA Tour event. Bryson was asked about it, said it's on them if they don't let us come together as a team and play. It just shows you, I'm not going to say that. It's a scenario that's unfortunate, and I wish it was different, but Liv's willing to let me play. I mean, it's kind of a non-story, this, isn't it? He's ineligible, and that's that. Yeah. Is that frustrating from your point of view? Do you wish it were different?
No, I don't think. I think Bryson's been great about wanting to be more open with the guys on the team. He feels just like anybody would feel, right? Like I'm separated from these guys. I don't see him, only see him for 4 weeks a year. I want to make sure these guys know I'm willing to do anything and everything to be on this team and to be part of this team. And I give him a ton of credit because not a lot of guys would have offered this stuff or done the stuff he's been willing to do to kind of try to bring this team together. That's a non-story. It's just kind of like, it's not even in the realm of possibility, so I'm not going to waste any time worrying about it, talking about it. But I give Bryson a ton of credit for his willingness to come to dinners or to play golf with guys at home or to be willing to text us and tell us how he's feeling, what he's thinking. And, he's obviously...
The perception of Bryson is that he's a little bit of a lone wolf, but you're saying that he is definitely he's been really part of it.
He's been great. He's been great with us as captains and vice captains about... telling us how much this means to him, but being part of this team and being on this Ryder Cup team and being one of the guys and wanting to let people know that he's willing to do whatever it takes to be a part of this team. And that's all you can ask for. And so, we look forward to getting him in the fold. And, he brings a dynamic to our team. There will be... I certainly wouldn't want to play him. I'll put it that way. I don't think many guys would enjoy that. And Bryson's going to come ready to play. I think it's one thing that we all, are not worried about is his form when he shows up. We know how hard he's going to work, how much time he puts into it. So, come that week, he's going to be a valuable teammate, a valuable person on our team, and we look forward to watching him kind of do what he does.
I tell you another person you're not going to be worried about, Scotty Scheffler. We kind of run out of superlatives for him. A 5th win of the season last weekend. 2 of them, of course, have been majors. A couple of lines on Scotty. The first player since Tiger Woods to record 5 or more wins in back-to-back seasons. And he's just the 4th player in the modern era to rack up 12-plus wins, including 3 majors, in a 2-year span. The other 3, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. It's not bad company to be in. I mean, how special is what we're witnessing from this man?
Yeah, I think we're getting kind of numb to it now because he's been doing it for so long. You know, every time I watch him or around him, I'm just so impressed.
Yeah.
Not only by his golf game, but by his competitive level.
Yeah.
His willingness to kind of go out there and compete at a high level every week. And then, obviously his golf game's second to none. The way he plays, his work ethic is through the roof, and he's just a great human being on top of it all. And I don't know if we'll ever see another person like him in my lifetime. Yeah. I can't say enough about it. Just being around, growing up playing against Tiger and being out here with Tiger.
You never thought you'd see that.
I never thought I'd see that again, and I'm seeing it in a different form. Scotty goes about it differently than Tiger for sure, but his stuff inside the ropes is as good, if not better, than Tiger. It's been unbelievable to watch, and to see him just kind of execute great shot after great shot consistently over and over and over again under the most pressure you can imagine has been so impressive. And so we're going to lean on him a ton with the Ryder Cup. It'd be stupid not to, and have him kind of just keep doing what he's been doing, because his level of play, the consistency is just through the roof. It's something on the level of Jack Nicklaus and the Tiger Woods. To be able to play that consistently great every week is just something I can't even imagine.
Just very finally, because I've taken up enough of your time.
No,
I know
good.
you need to go and practice and stuff. I just want to ask you about what the Ryder Cup means to you. I mean, obviously, Medina, sort of mixed feelings of that. Hazeltine, I remember, and I mean this in the nicest possible way.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand you at Hazeltine.
Yeah, I loved it.
I was
That's
like, that
great.
Brandt Snedeker, when he's going to stop holding putts,
Yeah,
he just
I know,
kept
it was
holding
fun.
putts
That was a
at
lot of fun.
Hazeltine. So I think everybody saw from your body language in Hazeltine in particular, just you love being in the heat of that.
It was, these weeks you try to explain it to people, and it's really hard to. It's really hard to explain what it means to you because, you spend so much time with these guys on this team. Like you're with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, this whole week. And you realize how much these guys sacrifice to get to this point. You realize how much your captain sacrificed. You realize you get out there on that first tee and you see it's going to be 20,000 New Yorkers cheering you on. Yeah. And you realize what this means to the world, not just you. And so when you go play poorly, normally on a normal week, you're just letting yourself down, your team down maybe a little bit, your core team. When you go play bad in a Ryder Cup or play good in a Ryder Cup, you're celebrating or you're bemoaning with the world. And so you realize that, and it's being a part of a team that's won and lost one. That loss at Medina was probably one of the lowest points of my career, worst nights I've ever had. And it wasn't a night, it was a month just feeling awful. And it should be that way because that's what it means to us. And then after Hazeltine, being on the other side of it, realizing how great that was and how much fun that was, and seeing that. These guys have worked their whole life. They sacrificed everything for these team events, and to be on this list of people who's played on a Ryder Cup team with the Jack Nicklauses and the Arnold Palmers and these icons of our game, to have your name in that room with those guys is something you don't take lightly. And so when you have opportunity to play great under that kind of pressure and do something for your team to help out, man, it's such a great feeling. It's so special. And so I just want all our guys to have that feeling I had in Hazeltine of being able to go out there and hole some putts and drive the Euros crazy and get under their skin a little bit and get the crowd going, and knowing that you're part of doing something special here and you're part of a team. And man, it's just such a unique, cool atmosphere. And I implore anybody who hasn't been to one, it's one of those sporting events that kind of transcends your sport. You have those events, whether it's Wimbledon or Kentucky Derby for us in the States, or Super Bowl, or it's one of those events you go to and you're like, this is different. This is totally different. And the first tee of a Ryder Cup is unlike anything you'll see in sport.
If I wasn't excited enough already, I certainly am now. I cannot wait for it. I'm sure you're the same. Lots of golf to be played in the next month, but looking forward to it. And
I am too. It's gonna be.
I will see you in Bethpage. We'll still be friends.
Yeah, we'll have a beer. We'll have a beer Sunday night, whether we win or lose, and enjoy it. But it'll be a fun competition, and I just hope that everybody understands like how much these cups mean to these players. We as captains are just there to kind of help them along and get out of their way. But I think both teams have worked their whole life to get to where they are, to have these special moments. That's why these weeks are so special. So it should be great theater, great TV, and to be in New York, it makes it really special.
Brandt, thanks so much for your time.
Thank
You're
you.
an absolute
Appreciate
gentleman.
it.
Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break there. Do join us the other side. Welcome back to the final part of the Sky Sports Golf Podcast presented by Callaway here today at the Belfry. As you can see, alongside me, Matt Wallace. Matt, thanks for joining us. And I know what it's like for you guys, just the chance to play in front of home fans. You don't get to do it much. You must be chomping at the bit this week.
Yeah, it's mega. And this week, at the Belfry, such an iconic course, and you got fans that come here for the golf course itself. This is a really good week every single time I've come up here. Obviously, I used to be attached here as well, so I know a lot of the staff and greenkeepers and all of that. It's really nice, and we get some great support, the English and British lads. Yeah.
And with the exception of Sunday just gone, which that can happen in golf, bit of an aberration. With the exception of Sunday, you've been playing really nicely recently as well.
Yeah. It was a weird one,
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole week didn't quite feel right. The swing didn't quite feel where I wanted it to be. Driver, obviously, I had to crack my driver at the start of the week, which is never a great thing because you're then grinding on your game a little, or a new driver. I had a few backups, but they weren't quite right for that week. And then, I mean, it was so important to hit the tee shots well last week. You saw Marco and Rasmus just played stellar off the tee. And I didn't, and it caught me out on the Sunday.
Yeah. Obviously, we're here at a venue synonymous with the Ryder Cup. There's so much Ryder Cup chat at the moment. As we've said earlier in the podcast, the situation for Rasmus is really simple this week. Top 29, and he qualifies automatically. If he were to do that, the kind of thinking is that the 6 picks pick themselves. Is that the way you're kind of thinking? As somebody who's in the Ryder Cup conversation, are you thinking about it that way as well?
Well, I've just got to play really good golf.
Yeah.
And I've been in that situation before, and I've played really good golf, and it didn't work out the way that I wanted to. So if I did something similar to that, I definitely feel like I can be part of that team and add value to the team. Yeah. So as simple as a task it is for Rasmus, I think it's pretty simple for me as well.
Yeah. I remember chatting to you at Wentworth 11 months ago now. You're fresh off, obviously, the win in Switzerland, and it was the goal for the year.
Yeah.
Do you feel as if you've just left it maybe a little bit too late?
It's gone fast, It's gone so fast, and I remember being at this tournament last year and it being the boost for me to go on a bit of a run, and then I won the week after in Cron, which we've got next week. I didn't play well enough at the start of this year to give myself a really great chance to be in the top 6. So then I'm in this situation right now, and I still think there's a chance for me. I still believe that I can do something that will turn Luke's head, and I've been in the situation here for a while now, and I've played really consistent. I got a nice message from Luke saying, I see you're playing some nice consistent golf, which I was, and it was really nice for him to see that, because that's how I felt my game was. I had a poor last round at the Open, and I was in 14th place on the final day. So a different final day round there, and I'm back in the mix. But that's how it is. It's how it's gone. I wouldn't change anything apart from potentially changing my putting stroke at the start of the year.
And you've sort of preempted my next question, because I think Luke and Dodo and all of the sort of backroom team are so good about staying in touch with players that are on their radar and saying, we're watching, we are aware, and there has been constant dialogue with Luke throughout the last year.
It's been amazing. I was obviously not a part of the last team that Luke did, but I was there in Rome, and I saw how good it was and how good he was with the team, and he's been exceptional. And I've been very lucky to be still a part of the conversation, being 11th on the points list, so there and thereabouts, and he's great, and he'll do a great job. And whether we do well, whether I'm in it or not, the team's going to do well.
It must be one of those horrible feelings when it's you're powerless, aren't you? All you can do is play the best golf you possibly can.
I've run through both situations. I've run through the same phone call that Luke gave me when I left Cron last time 2 years ago when Ludwig won, and then he's obviously got the phone call there, and he said, Matt, you just hadn't played well enough. I think you know that. And I was like, and put the phone down. And then since that day, it's been full focus on making the next one. So I still believe, I still want to make that team, and I want to be there in Bethpage, which I don't want to say too much, but I can say how I feel sometimes, is that I was the highest ranked European at the PGA last time, and it went against me in France, where I missed the cut that year. So I love the golf course, I love New York, and I want to be in the mix. I want to be involved in it. So I've got to go and play well these next 2 weeks, and then hopefully they can use that past stuff as well and go, do you know what, we're going to go with you.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd like.
7 years is a long time ago, and must seem like a long time ago now. But how much did 2018 hurt when you won in Denmark and you thought, I've won 4 times this year?
Yeah.
Like, he can't possibly ignore me now. And it was,
Yeah, it was Dave McNeely as well, my caddy at the time. We won that in that fashion in front of Thomas.
Yeah.
And I just remember him saying to me, like when we won, he said, "You've made the Ryder Cup team," and that was his impression, and I bought right into it.
Yeah.
But coming from someone like Dave, who's experienced and been around it and been there for years, I really believed it, and then I didn't, and it was. So we were in Montana again at the time, so I've had the emotions of getting a phone call from Thomas and not making it.
Yeah.
I've then lost in a playoff there, and then obviously I won there last year. Yeah. So I've had all the ups and downs in Cron, and that was just another one. It was really disappointing and hard, but yeah, 7 years ago now, and it's amazing how fast it goes. But I've grown as a player and a person, and hopefully that can go in my favour as well.
And if it's another near miss this time, that's just going to intensify your desire to be in Ireland, right?
We've already got plans for 2 years' time, which is, as golfers, we're constantly searching for the next thing and what we want. But until I quit this game, I will always be gunning to make a Ryder Cup team. Yeah. And it's going to be a great week this week, playing in front of English fans, and then the defence next week as well, which is something else to look. You got a nice 2 weeks to look forward to. Yeah, I'm buzzing. I like this golf course. I like being here. My family's coming up to watch, so it'll be really nice to play in front of them, which I haven't done all year. And then just to do the nice things next week, like put the plaque in the street next week, and relive the memories of last year, and actually enjoy it. You know, I feel like the past wins I've had, I've gone back and you're there to win a tournament. Being a bit older and wiser now, I'll probably go back next week and just take it all in and go, do you know what an amazing week that was, and it started the whole Ryder Cup process for me, and it's given me this drive this whole year, so I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to it. But we got a job to do this week first. Some place to win as well. Montana. Yeah, it's you can't get many prettier golf courses than that. That's the beauty of it. Like, you relive the memories and you relive the situation and the past winners, and your plaque is there for life. And I've walked past down that street loads of times and seen loads of names, and now my name's going to be there for history. So it's going to be really special. But game on this week in the first place. Game on. Some other news in the world of golf this last week. The GB&I Walker Cup side to take on the US at Cypress Point in a couple of weeks' time has been named. Cameron Adam, Elliot Baker, Dominic Clemens, Charlie Forster, Connor Graham, Stuart Graham, Niall Shields Donegan, Gavin Tiernan, Tyler Weaver, and Luke Poulter. Mini Poults. We have got a second generation of Poulters now representing GB&I/Europe in team match play against the US. And if Luke gets under the American skin 1/10 as much as his old man managed to, then it's great news for us, isn't it? Get him in the Ryder Cup team. On the LPGA Tour, Aki Iwai continued an amazing year for Japanese golf, joining her twin sister Chisato as a winner in her rookie year, going 64-66 at the weekend to win the Portland Classic. Coming up this week on the PGA Tour, the Tour Championship at Eastlake. Remember, no starting strokes this year, so Scotty Scheffler starts at level par like everybody else on the DP World Tour. As if I need to tell you, it's the British Masters hosted by Sir Nick Faldo here at the Belfry. The LPGA is in Canada for the Canadian Women's Open, where Lauren Coughlin defends her title. But that about does us for today. Thank you to all my guests here at the Belfry: Sir Nick Faldo, Sam Torrance, Brandt Snedeker, and last but by no means least, the wonderful Matt Wallace. Thank you. We got through it all without even mentioning Manchester United. Let's not do that. There we go. Thank you to the DP World Tour for being so helpful in setting up our guests for us and giving us this great spot next to the putting green to record the podcast. If you've liked what you've heard or watched today, do give us a follow on Apple or Spotify. Leave us a review. Let us know what you think of the show. A huge thank you as always to Callaway. Next week, we're going to have Justin Rose on the podcast. And just a final word on Justin, because a couple of weeks ago in Memphis, That was special.
He's
Do you know,
he is
I'll
special,
tell you
isn't he?
something from a golfer's perspective, from what you guys see.
Yeah.
I know Justin really well.
Yeah.
We talk a lot, and I've learnt a lot from him. When he's not quite on, it's not like where he wants it to be.
Yeah.
But when he's on, I don't know if there's anyone better.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. It's quite scary how good he is
Yeah.
when he's on, because everything seems in control. He's got the golf ball under control.
Those
And
last 8 holes in Memphis,
he
did not miss
Do you
a
know
shot.
what? He just looks like
Yeah.
he has it all under control.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of Justin. He's a professional golfer.
There's not many harder workers, are there?
No, he's top.
So it'll be fantastic to have Justin on next week. He is heading to his 7th Ryder Cup. There'll be plenty more chat. The 6 for Europe will have been locked in. The 6 for the US will have been locked in. Plenty of speculation about who the other picks will be. So do join us then.